Mr. Contest Chair, Madam Acting President, Madam President and former contestant. Speech. Just have a drink of water, that's okay. I don't drink my own glass. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and new members, welcome. I was racking my head trying to think, what would I speak about tonight? And I was driving through Laytown and it came to mind, God, a day I had years back in 1980, and it was a romantic feeling back. I brought a smile to my face, and I hope it'll bring a smile to your face too in a few minutes. It was a nice warm summer's evening, and I called over to the Bat's back garden. And I opened the gate and I walked in. Bees were humming around, flowers. The Bat's father had a jam jar, strawberries positioned in jam jars. He was turning them around to get them ripe every summer's day, waiting to consume them sometime when he came home, if they weren't in stone beforehand. The Bat announced that his cousin was coming down from the big smoke, Gotham City, and that he was going to bring something down for him to chop off, keep himself occupied, because the Bat was very gifted with his hand, and he's very gifted with his hands. And I said, well, shall I call back later? So I called back about 7 o'clock. I walked in the garden, and there beside the strawberries was an old canvas canoe, a 2-man canvas canoe. And I inspected this vessel, and it was huge holes in its hull, and it was ripped, and I said, geez, that's not getting torpedoed in the nanny. Or it's after being involved in the Battle of Little Horn, or Indians, or John Wayne, or something. I said, what the hell is this? The Bat said, this is firewood. Firewood. I said, hold on a minute, before I go too far. Do you think there's another voyage left in this trusty vessel? Begad, Redser, he said, I think we might get another bit of crack out of this. So, alas, it was 7 o'clock in the evening. No repair materials were available. So we went down to Keely's the next day. We bought 9 rolls of green insulating tape and 1 tube of Bostik. And we proceeded to bring this vessel back to its former glory. Let's get it out there on the white horses. So after a few hours, we ran out of tape and we applied the Bostik on and said, look it, let's get it out of the boatyard and onto the sea and put it in and see if she holds water. So we grabbed the vessel. We carried it down to the seashore. It was ebb tide. The waves, the white horse were crashing in, and we waded out to waist depth, and we clambered aboard. And we took out the oars, and we rowed out, and everything was grand. We were heading for the Isle of Man. I said, the pack is 90 in the Isle of Man, let's get there. So as we headed out to sea, and the waves were crashing over, the crew announced that there was a leak in the back. Nothing to be worried about, don't panic, but maybe we should turn around. So I said, fair enough. So as I assessed the damage report, I looked around and we were safe. The Bat says, get to F, back onto the shore. So we turned around and we paddled and we paddled. And we paddled, and this is the last time I saw this paddle. We were out about 30 foot, we were heading toward the Isle of Man, and we were trying to get ourselves back in as fast as we could. And with a thud, the vessel hit the shore. And that was the end of the vessel. It was gone, the back was broken, we carried it back in, we placed it back in the garden, right beside the strawberries. They were in the jar, and I swear I could see them laugh. The strawberries said, oh, they need to start back. So, that was the end of the vessel. So I gave the Bat the hatchet. I said, here you go, here's your firewood. That's enough of that. So, we said, look, let's go down to the pub. Let's make a day of this. We're after having a really hairy experience out in the Irish Sea. And we need to have called the Coast Guard, but we got away with it. So we went down to the pub. It was around 1980. The first bus lane was introduced in Dublin. Johnny Logan won with What's Another Year. Charlie Haughey was on the television telling us how poor the finances of the country were. Was that today? Oh, 1980. And all of this was going on. Margaret Thatcher visited, the first time an English Premier visited Ireland since the War of Independence. And everything was great. So Mick was at the bar. We all rented 11s. It's the Sea View Coast, not the coast, Sea View now, it's on the corner. And Mick was there, and all the lads were around, and they knew how to solve everything, you know, the politics of the day. We can fix it all up, and I can tell you, another pint there. Yeah, Johnny Logan should be Minister of Foreign Affairs. So everything sorted out. So the lads were a bit wide, and John was never one to be taken on or even to be one pulled over on. But however, when he wasn't looking, we had our pints there, and Mick took out his false teeth and he placed them in the bat's pint. And of course, the bat said nothing. And he proceeded to drink from the glass. No, I swore I saw something move in the glass. In fact, I was sure I could see his breakfast still on the scale. Now, let's face it, there was something definitely going to bad happen here. So this proceeded on, and Nick was having great crack, and I was all jovial and everything. And I don't really remember at that time, there was a recession going on, and people actually used to bring their drink with them into the jets. And there was actually a shelf in Levins's, you know. So in case somebody would come back and take a fuller pint, or, you know, swap pints around. So I'd seen the bat going out to the bathroom with the pint. And obviously, the boys were looking and said nothing. And he came back in. The false teeth were gone. I said, what the? So Mick said nothing. And then he sort of looked around and said, where are the app for my false teeth? The bat said, what false teeth? And I said, they gave John a kick. I said, I think it's time to go. So we legged it out down the beach, up towards the bat's house, back towards the guard that says, it's really safe here. And we hear Mick saying, yeah, let the bankers give me all these false teeth. And then someone said, go into the jets, they're in the jacks. So, Toastmasters, I escaped with the bat, not once, but twice by skin of my teeth.